Hi Daniel, thank you for coming out today. I appreciate you taking the time out. What is it that you'd like to talk about today?
Well, I'm feeling quite stressed and overwhelmed in myself because I've just recently moved out of home and I'm living with a friend of mine and also my dog. And there's just certain things that go on between living in the house and at work and at uni that's just too overwhelming, making me feel stressed.
So it sounds like you're feeling quite anxious about all these issues that are piling up.
Yeah, it is playing on my mind a lot, especially with the workload that I have at uni. Being a full-time student, I have to study as much as possible, but having to work lots to be financially stable is affecting me as well. It's making me feel, again, flustered and overwhelmed.
So it's making you feel quite worried about the things that you have to do.
Yeah.
So of the three things that I've heard that you're saying that you're worried about is moving out of home with a new roommate, and university and work. So out of those three things, which would you say is worrying you the most?
I'd probably have to say moving out of home, because with my friend that I'm living with, we've only moved in together recently and we've only been there for a couple of weeks, and he's being quite, I would like to say, careless with the way he leaves the house in a mess and doesn't clean up after himself and is always leaving the doors open. And having a dog, that isn't a good situation because he can run out and get hit by a car or just run away.
So you feel like your roommate probably isn't pulling the weight very much?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's a lot to carry on my shoulders when it should be a team effort, because we both pay the same amount of bills and pay separate. We pay our own separate halves for everything we have, and yeah, it's quite stressful at the moment.
So, what kind of things have you been doing to try and resolve these issues at home?
At this stage, there hasn't been much discussion because I feel that it's still early stages and that it's just a new experience of moving in. But I'm getting, I don't know how to say it, quite sick of this continuing issue that's always occurring.
So you're worried that if you do bring it up this early, it might have some negative implications?
Yeah, I'm scared that if I do bring it up and it upsets him and he gets angry about it, that him moving out might affect me more and put more financial stress on having to move out, because that means I then have to work more and leave less time for study.
So you could potentially move out and then that would lead to you having to work more and having more stress?
Yeah, and that working more would lead to me not doing as well at uni because I wouldn't have as much time to do assignments and do readings and other things that are needed to be done weekly.
So this issue as it is, how do you think that it's affecting your university studies?
It's definitely impacting such as my grades. My grades have lowered a little bit, and it is quite upsetting to see these decreases in grade. Even though it's still a pass, it is stressing me out that my GPA may not be good enough at the end of my degree.
So you're worried that it's leading to your grades going down and it may not be good enough?
Yeah, and that is then affecting me thinking that I'm wasting my time coming to university because I'm not doing well anyway.
So when you say you're worried it may not be good enough, I'm wondering what you want to be good enough for with those grades.
So my main goal is to have a high enough GPA at the end of my degree to be able to get into a Masters of Occupational Therapy. And to get into that I need a GPA of 6, and at the moment mine is only a 5 because of this stress that is being caused from outside of university.
So that sounds quite worrying, because you're worried about the future of your grades as well.
Yeah, and then that's making me think about will I will I do well at uni? Will I get a job after I graduate? And will I be able to financially support myself living out of home?
So it sounds like you're mostly worried about the future and the here and now as well, because you're under a lot of stress.
Yeah, I think the right now is making me a lot more anxious for the future, and these issues that I'm feeling in my life every day is going to affect how the future is going to play out for me.
So you're worried that these outside influences might affect your future?
Yeah, and that is making me feel pretty anxious for my, I wouldn't say what I'll achieve, but my expectation of myself on how well I'll do in life.
So if you were to think about the next 5 years, say, where would you like to see yourself and how would you like to see this issue progressing?
I would definitely like to see myself in the Masters of Occupational Therapy with good enough grades, and also I'd like to have enough time to relax and be living out of home in this house with my housemate and my dog, and I'll be okay and not have these issues of what I'm facing right now.
So you'd like to still be living with your housemate, just under different circumstances?
Yeah, that's definitely, he's still a good friend of mine, and I would definitely live with him if these issues can be resolved.
So do you feel as though these issues are impacting on your work at the moment?
Yeah, the issues are definitely impacting me in every area of life, and because I am needing to make more money to live out of home, I'm spending more time at work instead of university, and that's making me feel a bit depressed at work and a bit sad about having to be there as much.
Sounds like a very difficult situation.
Yeah, it's a hard one to deal with, and it is impacting lots of different areas of my life, and I just feel overwhelmed and need something to decrease this stress and anxiety.
So you're feeling very stressed and you want something that's going to release a bit of the pressure?
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Sounds very challenging. Well, thank you for coming out today and talking about these things. We've definitely talked about how you're stressed after moving out and the issues with your housemate and work and your worries for your future studies. Is this something that you would like to continue, these counselling sessions?
Yeah, I'd definitely like to continue this and have a more open view on how things can change. So that's something that we can work towards in the future sessions, is coming to conclusions about how this can be resolved. Great.
Great. Thank you very much.
Done. Nice one.